Hello, hello. Good evening. I am so excited to be here with you for today's restorative live class. As with every restorative class that we've been doing over the last few months, make sure that you've got your props with you. And if you don't, now is a very good time to go get them your blanket, your pillows or bolsters, one or two, and your blocks or books. That is about all that we're going to need tonight. We're not going to need the strap or anything else at all. And then, of course, if it is part of your regular practice to use something else, let's say like an eye mask or an extra pillow, go ahead. Absolutely. Go ahead and make sure that you have that with you as well. All righty. So today is a continuation of the theme this week, which is energy boost, energy boost. But it's going to be very different from Monday. I made you sweat a little on Monday, and we're taking this all the way to the other end. A nice, soothing, relaxing, restorative class to help soothe your nervous system and to slow things down, very opposite of what we normally face in our day to day, but to slow things down so that you can have space to rest and so that you can do the thing that is most crucial and has the biggest impact on your energy, which is to get a good night's rest. That is what we're really prepping you for. All right, without further ado, find yourself in Sukhasana, hands cupped over your knees or palms face the sky. Nice. If your knees are sore or injured, go ahead, stretch them out and go hands cupped over your knees or palms face the sky. Inhale, deep inhale. Exhale. Close your eyes, settle in. And this is so perfect. Taking the first few breaths here to give yourself permission to arrive. And this is where you coax all the different parts of you. Parts that are still stuck in this morning, maybe not even today. Maybe there are parts of you who've projected into the weekend or are still kind of stuck on something that happened earlier this week. Now's the time to coax all of those parts back. And as you begin to arrive, notice that the more present you become, the more you're able to notice by way of sensations in your body. The sensation of the mat underneath your sit bones. Maybe the sensation on the insides of your palms. And then you take it from here, noticing what you notice. And usually, what needs attention is what will call out to you. Perhaps you've noticed some tension in your body, say the shoulders or the neck. Just simply acknowledge that. Nothing needs to change just yet. Everything we do tonight is going to be done gently. We're taking the other approach. There's the strength and the stretching. And then there's the sitting and the allowing. Tonight, we take this other half of sitting and allowing. And just as impressively as doing something about it, you'll find that allowing what might feel as if you're doing nothing about it can also create the result of tension being released. Soften the space between your brows, soften your jaws and the crown of your head. Yeah. Take a little more ease in this posture. Maybe even a slight turning upward of the sides of your mouth on the inside. An inner smile. Continue softening your neck and your shoulders, giving space to your arms to just be supported by your knees, to just hang as heavy as they'd like. No effort required on their part, not right now. Soften your back, your hips, and your legs. And let this sense of ease translate into your breath so that on your next inhale, you're inhaling nice, smooth, and easy, filling up your heart, your lungs, and your belly. There's no rush at all. And exhale, release it out through your nose, a little longer on the exhale than your inhale. Nice inhale. Air comes in through your nostrils, filling up your heart and your lungs and your belly. And exhale a little bit longer than that inhale, completely letting out every single bit of stale air. And keep breathing in this manner, reveling in how nice it feels to just breathe. How often do you take time, sit, really just enjoy just breathing and just being? And your breath is a reflection of your inner world. And I know you've shifted it already so that we're taking smoother and more relaxing breaths. But watch where your breath naturally wants to go. If it wants to breathe a little shorter, a little more fragmented, or maybe a little more hurriedly, that's a really good indication of what's going on inside the mind today. And on that note, check in with yourself. Maybe for the first time all day, maybe for the first time you're checking in all week. How are you doing today? And perhaps you notice some feelings or emotions that surface that maybe you didn't even realize were there. Perhaps there's a surfacing of worry, maybe frustration or uncertainty. Of course, it doesn't have to be all bad. If it's something good, great, 2 thumbs up. Keep on going. But if it is something that's uncomfortable, can you sit with it? Can you sit with it while you still breathe those long, deep inhales and long, deep exhales? There is no solving, there is no fixing, but just a simple allowing. What needs to be seen right now? And can you allow it to be here? It's helpful to not just allow it, but maybe even acknowledge and recognize and accept it. Noticing the quality of this discomfort. Does it have a shape, color? And noticing how big it wants to get. What's the message that it's carrying? And it could potentially be a criticism towards yourself. Should have done better. Why didn't I work faster? And it could be that worry expanding into uncertainty of your future. What will happen next? What if? Notice it and let it know that it's okay to be here. It's okay to be here. And notice the gripping and the tension begin to ease up when you ease up your resistance to it. And finally, turning the question towards yourself. What do I need today? What do you need from your practice today? What's your intention for being here? Smooth, steady breaths. And then let's, before we begin our movement, take one big releasing breath. So a long, deep inhale through your nose, filling up your lungs. Deep inhale. And then don't hold back. Exhale through your mouth. Sighing it out, letting it go, letting it all go. Gently flutter your eyes open and arms come up toward the sky. Reach up, stretch up, maybe sway from side to side. We're not really moving much further from here. Eventually, come back. Your hands come back down onto your knees. Take a very gentle twist. Your left hand over your right knee, right hand behind you. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, twisting. Just getting a sensation for where your spine is today, warming up that spine. Inhale back to center and right hand over your left knee, left hand behind you. Inhale, sit tall. And exhale, go ahead, twist. Nice, gentle opening for that spine. Inhale back to center. Okay, draw the soles of your feet together and let's take a short butterfly posture. Short, considering this is a restorative yoga class. 10 breaths here. You can go ahead and just place your hands on the outer edges of your feet and tuck your chin in. You can, if this is a lot for your hips, take your books or your blocks and place it underneath your knees for some support if you don't want to go too far today. Or you can fold forward. 10 breaths, however you'd like. Well, said that, but be gentle. Name of the game today. Take your time and be gentle. You want to feel good. Can you imagine the inner edges of your legs softening? Rather than a pushing or forcing down movement of your knees, it's a softening, relaxing of your inner leg line, and then your knees just naturally drift closer toward the ground. Inhale, rise all the way back up. Nice, draw your knees together. And let's set up our pillows or bolsters. So taking one or two pillows, placing them lengthwise along your mat, creating a little bit of a support for your back. This might be a good place for you to take a blanket as well, and I'll show you why. Plenty of variations. Tonight, I'm going to offer one up to you that I probably haven't offered one up yet, at least not for these live videos. So we can take a supported hero's posture, which is so good for opening up your your upper legs, your quadriceps, and your hip flexors. The thing is, though, this is not great if you have any knee, ankle, or back pain. So if you have any knee, ankle, or back pain, refrain from doing this and you just simply, you know this one, you lie back and then you choose where your legs want to go. But if you do want to try reclined hero's pose, that's a mouthful, go ahead and come up onto your sit bones to begin with. Nice. Your knees together. Maybe I'll come to the side so you can see it a little bit better. Your knees together. And then gently draw the sides of your feet toward the outer edges of your bolster or your pillow, keeping your knees about an inch apart, or if you can, keeping your knees closer together. Now, if this is feeling quite straining for you, then you either want to give yourself more support so you don't have to lean all the way back, or you can choose to take the posture just seated up like this. If your knees are lifting up off the ground a little bit, here's where you place the blanket under your knees for a little bit of support. Try it out. If your knees are feeling, I'm always about practicing this safely. So if your knees are feeling a little bit iffy right now, they're feeling a little bit strained, either refrain from doing this or you can stretch one leg out and I'll tell you when to switch. When you stretch one leg out, you get a lot more movement. Without further ado, go ahead, take your restorative posture and recline onto your support, taking whichever variation you'd like. Half heroes, heroes, or your feet can be straight out in front of you or in a butterfly posture. Wherever you are, wherever you've decided to be, just make sure that you're feeling good. You're feeling comfortable. Your arms can be anywhere that they want to be. Beside you, on your belly, or maybe up overhead. Remember that you're allowed to change your mind. And you're allowed to try new variations. Make any adjustment that you need to feel even more comfortable. What is it that can help you feel that much more comfortable? 1%. Let's go for 1% more comfortable right now. Then let yourself have it. Sink in. Allow yourself to be supported. As you soften your body, allow your mind to soften, actively using each exhale to let go. Let go of tension in the body. Let go of any thoughts that don't feel good. Simple, right? Simple but not easy. That's all you have to do. And if there's something that's you're ruminating about, that you're worrying about, or bringing otherwise an uncomfortable feeling, thought wise, just let it go. Even if it's just for your practice, just while you're on your mat. If you're in a reclined hero's pose or a butterfly, set up with your legs, straighten your legs out in front of you and become even more effortless. Arms remain wherever they feel the most comfortable. Slow, slow. Can you allow yourself, at least for the duration of this practice, to slow down your pace and let go of any anticipation or expectation of what's to come next? And simply sink into where you are right now. That is your only job for right now. Just sink into the posture. Make sure that you feel good. Your next inhale, gently begin to draw yourself up into a seated position. Slow, slow, no rush. And as you arrive in your seated position, allow your right leg to stretch out in front of you. Now is where you're going to need your blocks or your books. If you're using books, make sure they're nice and stable. Take one of your pillows. Create a little desk for yourself. Actually, maybe I'll take my more sturdy pillow. And with your right leg straight out in front of you, your left leg inside your right, allowing the blocks to be a little past your shins. Go ahead and fold forward, lean forward, giving yourself as much support and as much height as you need. Soften that right leg. Noticing where you're gripping. What is activated that doesn't need to be? And let it go. If your mind tends to drift, or it's particularly busy today, then you know what to do by now. Count your breath. Inhale for 1. Exhale for 2. Inhale for 3. Exhale 4. All the way up until 10. Long, deep breaths. Slow, slow. Anytime your thoughts begin to drift, you can just come back, counting your breath. Inhale and slowly and gently rise all the way up. Nice. Switch sides. Left leg extends out in front of you, right leg inside the left. Take your blocks and your books, place your contraption onto the other side. Can't see that very well, can you? I'll change. Left leg in front, right leg inside the left, again adjusting the height and the support for what you need. And inhale, sit tall. Exhale, fold forward. How would you act in this moment if there was unlimited time? How would you feel if in this moment there was unlimited time? So that there was no need to rush. What parts of you can you soften that's currently gripping or trying to hold that doesn't need to be? Inhale and slowly Very slowly. Rise all the way back up. Nice. Take the pillow and allow it to match up to the short edge of your mat. Your blocks or books can come to the side. And I think just one pillow is good for this one. We're going to do a little bit of side body opening. If you want to be extra comfortable, you can take a blanket and place it over top of you. I am aware that it is like 27 degrees Celsius out today. If you don't have air conditioning and the place is hot, then perhaps a blanket isn't the best thing right now. Whatever makes you comfortable. Match your left hip toward the edge of the pillow. And then just simply allow yourself to stretch out onto your left arm. Nice. Armpit matches about the top of the pillow. And then right arm comes up and over. Your knees can be, or your legs can be straight, or you can take a bend into your knees. Whatever feels most comfortable along your legs. For the first few breaths, just breathe mindfully into the right side body, noticing a gentle expansion on every inhale. Almost as if you're just undoing anything that got stuck together, especially if there was a lot of sitting today. If at any point either arm feels tingly, you can absolutely just bring a bend to it. Maybe bending your left arm and letting that right arm drape overhead. If it's that right arm that's tingling, then just place it out beside you. Inhale. Slowly allow yourself to make your way back up and just to switch on to the other side. Nice. This time, right hip faces the edge of your pillow. And allow yourself to stretch that right arm out in front of you. The left arm comes up and over. And allow the first few breaths to be mindful breaths to gently expand that left side body. Is this posture feeling as good as it possibly can for you? If not, what is it that you can do, or what is it that you need so that it does feel the max amount of goodness? Is it an extra pillow under your arm or blanket under your hip? Perhaps it's just simply shifting your arm a little to the left or to the right. What do you need? And allow yourself to take it. Inhale. Slowly make your way all the way back up into a seated position. Okay, round two of laying down. Take your blocks. You can either keep this to be nice and gentle with the first block, the one that's closest to you on the lowest setting, and the second block on kind of lower setting lengthwise to you, and the higher block just right where your head would land. If that's enough for you, just stick around here. If you want support for that, you can place a bolster over it. And if you want more than that, then you can, it's kind of my favorite position, place both blocks on the medium setting and allow yourself to come all the way down. So that first block, the one that's closest to you, is going to land right where your armpits are. The second block is going to allow itself to support your head. Your knees can be bent, or you can open it up into a butterfly posture. Your arms, same as always, wherever it feels the best. Notice your heart space opening up. Allow yourself to be completely effortless. How would your attitude or mindset change if you knew that this was the best thing that you could do for yourself right now, even if it just feels like simply flopping around? How would you act? And how would you feel if you truly believed that this, taking your rest, is enough? That if you existed in this way, in present moment, and in complete allowing, that is enough. How would you act and how would you feel? Can you allow yourself to believe that this, taking your rest right now, is the best thing that you can do? Even if you just believe it for the duration of the practice, can you let yourself believe that what you're doing right now, just being, just breathing, is not just enough, it's vital to your well being? Inhale, gently draw your knees together. Use your hands to help them up. And then gently tip over onto the side just enough so that you can remove the blocks from underneath you. Let's take a twist. Shift your hips over toward the right hand side. Allow your knees to drift over toward the left. Stretch your right arm out beside you. Allow that left hand to take hold of that right leg to anchor you down. And your gaze over your right shoulder. Inhale, knees come back to center. Just stay here for a moment. And then shift your hips over toward the left-hand side. Allow your knees to drift off to the right. Right hand comes and anchors that left leg down. Left arm right wide out beside you. Inhale, knees come back to center. Nice. And go ahead, make your way into the final pose of the day. Your legs stretched out in front of you. If you'd like, you can place a pillow underneath your knees, your arms down beside you. You can also place a pillow underneath your head. It's actually chilly in my home right now. I do happen to have air conditioning. Okay. Hands down beside you. Legs straight out in front of you. Feet flopped out to either which way. Allow yourself to be completely comfortable. Putting on your eye mask or eye pillow. You have one. And then take a deep inhale in through your nose. Release the breath. Exhale, side out through your mouth. Sink in, sink down. One more long, deep inhale through your nose. And exhale, side out through your mouth. Don't hold back. Using every subsequent exhale to let go. Let go. Let go. And as you let go, notice your body softening. Notice your mind softening. We're accustomed to taking action, to hustling, to grinding and powering through. Feels weird. It feels like as if it's against our instinct to do nothing. And yet, when you have a death grip on your goals or your aspirations, or maybe just keeping life together, it stifles creativity, stifles clarity, stifles your ability to deal effectively with what's coming at you. What you really want, what we all really desire, is to connect to that deepest place within ourselves, that ever present sense of stability, strength, clarity, and peace. Because it's from that place that we will have the certainty of knowing that you already have what it takes to create the achievements or the aspirations that you want. You already have what it takes to work through your challenges. And you certainly have what it takes to reach your goals. Rumi writes, your task is not to seek for love, but merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. Tonight, we work on dissolving those barriers. It's simple. Just rest. One more releasing breath. A long, deep inhale through your nose. And exhale, sighing out all that does not serve you. Release your grip or your attachments. Allow yourself, if only for the remainder of this practice, to truly believe that this is the best thing, the most perfect thing that you can do. Just being, just breathing. Soften the space between your brows. Soften your jaws. Your tongue away from the roof of your mouth. Soften your whole face. Just relaxing the crown of your head. Becoming so aware of the crown of your head, like as if you can feel and sense the space around the crown of your head. Becoming so present that you can feel your ears, maybe even the space around your ears. And soften your neck and your shoulders, sink in. Notice the space alongside of your neck. Can you sense the distance between the bottom of your earlobe to the top of your shoulders? Soften the tops of your shoulders, the sides of your shoulders, both arms, all 5 fingers, and even the insides of your palms. Soften. You notice the space around your arms. The space between your hips and your pinky finger. Between your arms and your ribs. You notice the space in between each finger, between your pinky and your ring finger. Your ring finger and your middle finger. Your middle finger and your forefinger. Your forefinger and your thumb. The space inside your palms. Like as if you're holding a ball of air. What does that feel like? A ball of air. Soften your entire back, upper, mid, and lower back. Sense your sacrum being supported by the mat. Noticing your hips and the space between your hips. Soften both legs all the way down to the tips of your toes and all 10 toes. Even the inner and outer edges of your feet. Remembering to use those exhales to let go. Let go. Let go. And as you let go, allow yourself to fall heavy, to free fall, knowing that you are supported. The mat underneath you, and in turn, the earth underneath you, is already supporting you. So drift and float, breathing in your long, deep inhales, long, deep exhales. Slow, slow. Just breathing fully and being fully. If you have the time to, stay in Shavasana, I encourage you, for as long as you can. But if you do need to get up, continue on with your evening, then do so slowly, slower than you want, and do so gently. Wherever you are, I'll leave you here. My hands coming to heart center in Anjali Mudra. Thank you so much for practicing with me tonight. Namaste.